What up? What's going on, my friends? How's everybody doing on this day 103 of No Excuses 2024? 103 days, my friends. It's nice. I just seen, I love it when I see young people out here. Like, there was a big crew of them and they're climbing around on trees and falling in the cold ass water and stuff, laughing. And seen a couple younger guys, like maybe late teens, early 20s, running through, different guys. It's nice seeing young people taking an interest in their fitness and their health, Not enough of that these days, I don't think. We might have to bring back the presidential physical fitness test. Remember we used to have that shit in school? You had to do like ropes courses and, 100 jumping jacks and do however many laps around the field or the gym and, all kinds of push-ups, chin-ups. And you had to do all that stuff, right? You had to be able to at least jog like 3 miles, something like that. Anyway, and back in those days, like in the 70s, when I was in elementary school, in the 80s, in the 80s they kind of switched up, like mid 80s, but like when you were collecting money for something, like how they sell like cookies or candy bars and shit, right? Wrapping paper, things like that. Before, what they would do is they would have like Jerry Lewis Walkathon, right? Where someone would sponsor you. I know they still do that, like Walk for Hunger and stuff like that, but they had it for kids. Even 7-Elevens, they had like a donation can, and you'd go out and you'd walk around and you'd ask people for donations. They could sponsor you for certain, how many miles you get, this and that. But like a lot of the stuff had to do with fitness. At least walking, right? And, and kids had a little bit of an incentive to do it because there would be prizes and different things like that. Plus, a lot of it went to charities. Who knows what those charities were really about. But, but yeah, day 103, I was thinking about, giving up, right? I wasn't thinking myself about giving up, but well, no, that's not true. I was thinking about all the times I've given up in the past, when I didn't see results right away. Even if I worked out for like a month, it'd be like, wouldn't see any results, or I'd eat right for a couple weeks. And I'd be like, I'm not losing any weight. I don't look any more physically fit. Still can't breathe. I still can't walk, Can't go up a hill. And, I was thinking about that, like not being able to see the results, right? The results are there. I look at it like this. It's like, I remember I didn't have to, but I went to Europe with this movie that I co-starred in, right? It was like independent film, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I went away for like a month, right? I was over Germany, France, blah, 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 right? And I was away for a month. And when I came back, because my kids were pretty young at the time, and when I came back, my kids sounded different. They looked different. They were taller. They had a little more of their own personality, or so it seemed, And that was because I didn't see them growing, changing every single day like I was used to. It's like, so when I came home, I was like, whoa, wow, look at the difference, It's the same thing when you start to work out, you start to eat better or quit drugs or, because some of the behaviors don't change right away, right? And it takes a while to create a healthy habit. I think it's like something like 3 days or something to create an unhealthy habit and 3 months to create a healthy habit, right? Like it's something crazy like that. But, the results are there. We just can't see them yet, That's why I use my mom's wisdom in a lot of things. I said it before in other videos, I'll say it again. When I was going through a hard time, quitting drugs, alcohol, all that stuff, she was like, just pray that you feel noticeably better by tomorrow. So, even in fitness and, my health and things like that, mental health as well, like, I say that all the time. Like, I just want to be noticeably better than I was yesterday, right? feel noticeably better, look noticeably better, act noticeably better. Even if it's just a little, like almost minuscule amount, right? That shit adds up. Just like gaining a pound a month. That shit adds up. Think about that. That's 12 pounds a year, right? That's 24 pounds every 2 years, and so on and so forth, You do that, every month for a decade, or even every other month, you got 100 pounds on you. And anytime something was really hard in my past, I threw in the towel, And even if you feel like you've set in and you've given up and you're just waiting for the end, like, it doesn't have to be that way. I'd given up for a couple decades, right? A lot of that time I was well over 300 pounds. And then, when I was feeling slimmer, I was like between 270 and 295, and I had felt like I had given up, I was doing drugs, drinking, all that stuff, and finally was able to put it behind me due to a pretty major jackpot, where I was about to lose everything, and I mean everything, custody of my children, my girl who had been with me, stuck by me through thick and thin, housing, the business. I was at risk of losing it all. And, I guess that was the kick in the ass that I needed. I've had, various amounts of success, like even getting out of jail, and being on parole. I had to stay on the straight and narrow for like 2 years after I got out. And, that helped me get to a certain point, and then, I fell back into some shit. I got injured, payment, whatever, I don't need to go into all that. But what I'm saying is, even if you feel like, all hope is gone, all is lost, and you're never going to be able to turn it around, I'm fucking telling you, you can turn it around. You will turn it around, and you'll notice the difference. Other people will start noticing the difference in you, but you have to put in the time. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the effort, that's the biggest cost, is the time and the effort, right? You make sure that you dedicate yourself to whatever that change is every day. Even if it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, the more you push yourself, the more you see some positive results. If you give yourself a chance, the more you're gonna want to push yourself. The more positive results you'll start seeing, and people will start seeing them in you. It's happened to me. I'm not a perfect, physical specimen, or, I can't get any younger, and, this, that, and the other thing. But I can work on myself today, so that when I wake up tomorrow, I'm in a decent standing all around, So, I'm not a big AA guy or NA guy and stuff like that. But, they do have they have a lot of good stuff in them, like, keep it in the 24, right? Don't give up, and always sleep on it. Even if you feel like you're going to give up, I'd be like, all right, I'll sleep on it, And I'm talking about positive stuff. I'm not like, if you feel like giving up heroin, sleep on it and be like, wow, that was stupid. No, give that up. But like, even if you want to get high, just hold on another 24 hours. The morning time sometimes has a lot more enlightenment in it, because, especially when we're in that negative headspace, right? That addictive headspace, the addiction realm. Our minds aren't working the way they normally work, right? And things seem compounded on top of everything else, and everything seems like it's so out of reach. But a lot of times if you sleep on it, and that goes with like making any huge decision, a rash decision because of your anger, wait 24 hours and see how you feel. Work it out in your head before you make a life-changing decision in the negative, Well, day 103, I hope everybody's getting at it. Don't give up, before you see the miracle. And guess what? You're the miracle. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it, man. It ain't rocket science. It's walking, it's push-ups, it's doing one more than you did yesterday, right? It's doing an extra step than you did yesterday. It's doing an extra squat than you did yesterday, or maybe an extra set, whatever it is, you know. You stay an extra hour at your job, you know, at your business. You know, you put in that extra effort with your child, or whatever it is, your relationship, you know what I'm saying? And I hope you're really doing it. I hope you're getting at it. I'm on my way out of here. 5 miles. I'm good to go. Talk to you when I talk to you. Peace, everybody.